Chapter 1. Introduction. In search of a great treasure. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Matt 6:21. Those seeking for a treasure spend time, effort, and means in order to secure that which is of great worth to them. To one person something may be a real treasure, while it is only insignificant to another, because their values are different. The old adage is true that one man's trash is another man's treasure. Jesus gave the following two examples of the value that we should place on the kingdom of heaven. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man, seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had, and bought it. Matt 13:44-46. And why did he buy this field? For the joy thereof. But joy in the Lord and joy in earthly treasures are very different, for according to Luke, and I will say to my soul, Soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years, take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee, then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So shall it be with him who layeth up treasure for himself, and is not rich toward God. But rather provide a treasure in the heavens, that faileth not, where no thief approacheth, neither moth corrupteth. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Luke 12:21-23, 36-37, JST. Perhaps we can find no better illustration of the value placed on an earthly treasure than the discovery of the great riches found in the tomb of King Tutankhamun. In 1922, the British archaeologist Howard Carter was searching in the Valley of the Kings in Egypt when he broke a small opening in an ancient wall. Placing a lamp inside, he peered in to see what was inside. His impatient friend and companion waited for his response and then finally asked, Well, Howard, what do you see? Howard replied in disbelief, Wonderful things? He was looking at the greatest archaeological discovery ever found. In that tomb were over 2,000 objects of ancient Egyptian treasures. This picture shows part of what Howard Carter saw. Photo courtesy of Luxor Hotel Museum, Las Vegas, Nevada. To the average person, this may not be of any great inherent value, but to others, such as Howard Carter, it was the most valuable discovery of his life. It is interesting to note how individuals from 6 different walks of life might value the treasures in King Tut's tomb. The gold seeker. Nothing in those rooms except the gold would have any value to him. For example, centuries ago one of these ancient tombs had been broken into, and only the gold was taken. The historian. He would look for the missing links and additional information in language, customs, and culture. The true history of this prominent civilization would indeed be a great treasure for him. The architect. He would want to get information on how both small and large edifices had been built, what kinds of materials had been used, and the scientific and engineering methods utilized for their construction. The artist. This person would look at the paintings, sculptures, and other works of art to try to learn about the materials and methods used during that period of time. The astronomer. This individual would know that centuries ago Father Abraham had taught the Egyptians the science of astronomy, and certainly such a man who had talked with God would know many things yet unknown to astronomers in the 1920s. The religionist. At various times, Egypt had some of the greatest prophets living within her borders, and the hidden secrets would be a tremendous treasure. There was Joseph, prime minister of all Egypt, Jacob and his other sons, Moses and the children of Israel, and many other prophets. Even Jesus went there. The spiritual truths they taught, if recorded and preserved, would be invaluable. The Lord often tests us to see if we place more value on temporal than on the spiritual treasures. For Abraham, his treasure and test was his son Isaac. Heber-C. Kimmel's test was concerning his beloved wife, Violet. Job's treasure was his farm, thousands of cattle, and a very great household. To a young man who came to Jesus and asked what he might do to gain eternal life, it soon became known that his greatest treasure was his money. And each of us will probably be tested sometime in our life regarding that which we value most. In mortality, we usually choose the same occupation or profession as that which we selected in our pre-mortal life. Some chose to be politicians, educators, musicians, artists, athletes, etc. This is supported in Messiah Hancock's vision of the pre-existence where some were asked, What do you wish to be? He would sometimes say back, quote, I wish to be a judge or an officer of high rank among the people. Messiah Hancock Journal, page 73. There were, however, comparatively few men who sought to serve the Lord and teach the gospel of Jesus Christ. The prophet Joseph said, "Every man who has a calling to minister to the inhabitants of the world was ordained to that very purpose in the grand council of heaven before this world was." TPJS, page 365. Regretfully, there were all too few who selected one of the greatest of all life's treasures, the gift of the holy priesthood and the keys thereof. Most have chosen to favor the treasures of Babylon, and it takes only a brief look around to see that they have received a great following. Although God has promised us great treasures of knowledge, even hidden treasures, D&C 8919, we have been searching for them in all the wrong places. We will never find them in stocks, bonds, or federal notes. Even the elders of Israel seem to show more respect for rich men than for spiritual ones, as Elder J. Golden Kimball noted, "If I had $1 million, I'd be the most sought-after man in the church. But I haven't got it, damn it." J. Golden Kimball, Claude Richards, page 97. How strange that the world generally looks upon priesthood keys as an ignorant man looks at a diamond in the rough, as though it were just another rock. But a wise and spiritual man knows that the keys of the holy priesthood should be among the most sought-after and valued treasures in life.